Welcome! Today we're going to crack open the science behind what makes people successful. We're talking about how you can train your most powerful asset, yep, your brain, to really achieve some incredible things.
So let's just dive right in with a big question, one that gets to the very heart of all this. Is a billionaire's brain actually different from yours? Are some people just born with a brain that's wired for success?
Well, the answer from neuroscience is not really. It's not about having a different kind of brain. It's all about who's in the driver's seat. You see, inside your head, there's this constant battle going on, a tug-of-war for control between two very, very different systems.
On one side, you've got your ancient, kind of reptilian brain, the limbic system. Just think of it as your autopilot. It's all about emotion, fear, and immediate reaction. But then on the other side, you've got the frontal cortex. This is the modern, highly evolved CEO of your brain. It's where logic, long-term planning, and conscious choice live.
Now, that limbic system, its main job is just simple survival. It's constantly scanning for threats, and it really only knows 4 basic responses: fight, flight, fear, or freeze. It's that little voice of self-doubt, you know? It's the source of those knee-jerk reactions, and believe me, it is always on high alert.
And here's the part that's kind of wild. Studies show that for most of us, this ancient reactive autopilot is running the show about 80% of the time. 80%. That means we're living most of our lives in a loop of reaction, which is exactly what keeps us stuck and prevents our CEO brain from ever taking charge.
So, the big question is, how do we flip that switch? How do we wrestle control away from the autopilot and hand the keys to the frontal cortex? Well, the secret actually lies in your morning, specifically in how you manage your brain's transition from being asleep to being awake.
You see, your brain doesn't just turn on like a light switch. It moves through different states, or what we call brain waves. When you're in deep sleep, you're in delta. Then, as you start to wake up, you ideally move up this ladder, through theta and alpha, and then finally into the wide-awake, active state of beta.
But think about what most of us do. That blaring alarm clock goes off and it jolts you awake. What you're doing is essentially skipping those crucial middle steps. It is literally like trying to shift a car from neutral straight into 5th gear. Your whole system just gets cranked, your heart rate shoots up, and you've just set a stressful reactive tone for your entire day.
The real goal, the game changer, is to spend more time in those powerful alpha and theta states right as you're waking up. This is this magical, highly suggestible window where your subconscious is wide open. It is the perfect time for creativity, for visualization, and for programming your mind for the exact day you want to have.
Okay, so theory is great, but how do we actually do this? Let's get practical. There's a simple science-backed framework called movers, and it's designed specifically to help you take control of that first hour of your day and train that CEO brain.
Movers is just an acronym for 6 key activities. That's meditation, oxygenation, which is just focused breath work, visualization, exercise, reading, and scribing, which means writing or journaling. It's basically a complete toolkit for priming your brain for success. And each of these steps has a very specific job. Meditation helps you access that creative theta state we talked about. Oxygenation, or breath work, energizes your whole system. Visualization literally primes your brain's circuits for success. Exercise gives you a boost of feel-good brain chemistry. Reading feeds your open mind with positive input. And scribing or writing lets you get all those negative thoughts out of your head. And you don't need hours. Even just 5 minutes on each can be totally transformative.
Okay, I know what some of you might be thinking. This all sounds great, but does this kind of mental training actually change your brain? Can you literally rewire your reality just by thinking differently? Well, the scientific answer is a huge, resounding yes.
Get this, in one incredible study, scientists took a group of people and had them just imagine playing the piano for 3 months. Another group actually physically practiced, and when they scanned their brains afterwards, the growth in the neural connections was almost identical between the two groups. Your brain really doesn't know the difference between something you've actually done and something you've vividly imagined.
And it works on a physical level too. In another study, one group physically exercised their little finger, while another group just mentally rehearsed doing the exact same exercises. The result? The group that only used their imagination saw a comparable increase in finger strength. Think about that for a second. Your thoughts can create real, measurable, physical changes in your body.
So what's the secret sauce that makes all this possible? It's a remarkable property of the brain called neuroplasticity. All it means is that your brain isn't fixed or hardwired. It's more like clay. The parts you train get stronger, and you can build new pathways at any point in your life. And this is maybe the most important takeaway of all. It is never too late to start. It doesn't matter if you're 25 or 65. It doesn't matter if you feel like your habits are completely set in stone. The day you decide to start strengthening that CEO brain of yours is the day the rewiring process begins.
So, where do you begin? It's actually super simple. The first step is just one word: awareness. Just start noticing your reactions as you go about your day. When someone cuts you off in traffic, who responds? Is it the calm, logical CEO, or is it that reactive, emotional autopilot? Just observing. That's the first step to taking back control.
So I'll leave you with this to think about. This isn't just about hacking your morning. It's about taking command of your own brain to consciously and deliberately create your life. If you really, truly committed to this for the next 30 days, what new reality could you begin to rewire for yourself?